I'm here with Eric Kolster at Smokehouse Antiques. How are you?
Good.
So tell me a little bit about Smokehouse Square Antiques.
We're a antique vending mall. We have about 40 dealers that sell in here. We've been in business in this location continually since 1987.
Okay.
And I am the third owner. I recently took it over in January of 2021.
Okay, and so why is it called Smokehouse? Is this like an old locker or something? What gives it its name?
It's Smokehouse Square, and I think it was originally based on the fact that we're right next door to the original meat shop in Amana, where they did the smoking of the meat. So I would guess that that's where it came from. But originally, this was built in 1939 as an Amana Community Center. It's called the Amana Welfare Club, which is the Amana Welfare Association Club, the AWA sign. And it was the community hall. That would be where you'd have wedding receptions, town meetings, things like that.
Okay, and what makes Smokehouse Square Antiques a perfect use for this type of building? What brings you to the Amanas? Or what keeps you here?
What keeps the business here? Tourism.
Okay.
Tourism is big in Amana, and that's what keeps the businesses here, local, open.
How many people would you say, rough guess, are through a year? Through here?
Through our door,
Yeah.
that'd be hard to say. It's in the thousands. I can tell you we have roughly about 3,000 tickets last year on the register. So
Nice.
a lot of people come through the door, and not everybody buys.
Man booth. It's got stuff guys buy, like old, not always guys, but the majority of the guys like the Crocs, the stoneware, and the firemen's old hats.
That
from
is
the
pretty
fire
cool.
departments, right?
And the 7-Up, I mean, the Schlitz, come on.
The Schlitz, those are original bottles. One of them's a little bit different colored amber than the other ones. It's
Yeah,
a
I
little
can
bit more
see.
money because it's just a more unique style of glass. And also German beer steins. Got some
Wow,
over
nice.
there.
Sea Pirate
WC
over here.
Fields there.
Pirates.
Copper collection. Centennial Croc from the 1876. It's called Centennial.
And we still use Crocs today.
Yes, a
when
lot
we
of people
wanna
come in and use them
commemorate.
for they come in and use them for utensils to put on their counter. Just something more unique than just what you find in your big box stores, I guess. People just look for unique things. And then we have local stoneware from Iowa, like this is from Fort Dodge. It's
Nice.
got the chicken on it. And that's collectible too. And a Sonic stepping stone you put in your garden.
That is
It's
cool.
really, it's really heavy.
Now, do you think each one had one in their garden?
I think so. I think the master, or whoever was the head of the place, they usually got them as a gift or just to show that they were in the Masonic Lodge. And a Coca-Cola crate
Yeah, that's awesome.
that had the old, they're called Hutch bottles, named after Hutchinson. That was the old style of Coke bottles back then. This is a reproduction just to show you what a
Okay.
Hutch bottle looks like. So
And that's probably when they had the real cocaine in there.
probably so, yes. Yep, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Okay, so that was the man booth, and this is,
This is probably the girl booth.
yeah, it's kind of the girl booth. I have a lot of art glass in here, Tiffany glass right here. That's a real popular. And Steuben glass.
Oh,
I've got
sure.
a perfume set there.
Beautiful.
Jack in the Pulpit. All of this is handmade and hand blown.
That is just fantastic. I'm looking at this piece. Now, would you put candles in there, or
It's called a
just
flower frog.
It's just decoration, or
Yes,
Is
it had a purpose. It's made by the Rookwood Company, and it's called a flower frog, and you put flowers in it, flower stems to do your arrangements. Sometimes they sat in a deeper console bowl
Sure,
to
sure.
have. Yeah.
That's very cool. And
Yeah.
just a little.
Yeah, and then
All of
apothecary bottles, a lot of times I love bottles and glass. Those are blown. You can see one's tangerine, one's ruby. It's kind
yeah.
of different colors.
And so, are you from the area? What made you
I'm from-
choose?
I'm from Belle Plaine. I've been here since day one.
Okay.
In '87. I'm retired now, so I work here part-time and attend my booth. So it's kind of the way I want to spend my retirement. So,
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
it's wonderful here. Thank you for sharing with
yeah,
us.
you're welcome.
Okay, so you mentioned that you're not necessarily an antiquer.
No,
What
sir.
got you interested in having an antique shop?
Well, I live about 2 blocks away. I have been doing investment properties, rental properties, since 2018, or no, 2013. In 2020, it took a turn. and rental properties weren't that great. So I sold out most of the rental properties I had, and I was looking to invest, and this just kind of checked the boxes. So I'm still a landlord. I rent floor space instead of houses or apartments, and run the cash register and do the books.
Is it something that now that you're in, are you getting more of an appreciation for antiques? Like you're learning more about it?
I'm learning a ton. Yes, I've learned a lot about antiques. I've always enjoyed antiques, but I've never really been an antique collector. But working here, it's kind of like working in a museum. There's a lot of history, and it's very interesting.
Okay. Where do you see Smokehouse Antiques going in the next 5 years?
Physically, nowhere, but I hope to grow the business. We're trying to get more of an online presence,
Okay.
and obviously this will help. And just really like to continue what's been going on here for over 30 years.
And so talk about that. Obviously people can find you at the physical location. How can they find you online?
You can find us online. We're on Facebook. I'm working on getting something set up with like Instagram. We don't have any YouTube channel or anything like that, but eventually I would like to expand to a website.
Okay.
So, but right now, it's basically Facebook only.
Okay. Smokehouse Square Antiques on Facebook.
Yes.
Thanks for the time today.
Thank you.
Well, this place is cool.
I know, and it's 2 floors worth of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, upstairs is a little smaller, so I was not prepared for how far this goes back.
Well, and all the different things. Like you got great pictures like this. You got this giant ass bird cage. I don't know what type of pterodactyl they kept in that cage, but it's gigantic. And that's just all the cool stuff. They got old books. They got old like Christmas decorations.
I found a croquet set that I totally want to set up in my backyard.
Well, and they had that big lighthouse that you took a picture of.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
Handmade.
just so many cool things.
Yeah, and the antiques are great because that's how you sell history. Is that people can go and they can see and they can buy stuff for different times, from the records to the VHS tapes to like the cigar store Indian, all kinds of different things.
Albums, not
Albums.
records. So yeah.
Sorry, old lady.
I know. Yeah, well, it's just you say records, that could be a lot of different things, right?
True.
But albums, everybody knows what an album is, unless you're 20. I really enjoyed. I met a couple of the vendors. They're just great people. The owner seems like a really awesome guy.
Yeah.
Friendly, willing to tell you whatever he knows.
Well, and not being in it just shows you how you can take something you do know, because he was a property manager, he's a rental guy, and he took that expertise and turned it into something else. So now he still does that, but it's a different format. He was telling me a few minutes ago that he does consignment now. He's one of the few antique stores that does consignment, and it's not something you hear about.
Well, if you're in the neighborhood, go grab some wine, then head over to the museum.
Yeah, you can spend hours here, so make sure that you're hydrated and fed first, especially if you like to look at things.